2015 Boston Marathon comes up on Monday, and today marks the actual second anniversary of the 2013 marathon, when two terrorist bombs near the finish line killed 3 spectators and injured many others, including runners. Boston is the world's oldest annual marathon and makes every list of great international sporting events. Connecting Point producer Dave Fraser spoke with some local runners and a Marathon Day volunteer about their motivations and emotions as they prepare for this year's race.
I remember exactly where I was when I heard it, and it was shocking and terrifying. I can't really watch images of it without getting emotional. I followed the courtroom testimony and the survivor stories, and it's moving, it's inspiring, it's terrifying. It makes me want to run for those that can't even more, and run for myself just to show that I can do it.
I remember seeing it on television and hearing about it and being glued to the TV, just frantically seeing the people run and the smokes and the bombs, and concern for my friends who were volunteering that year.
The Boston Marathon was already the most prestigious race in the world, and then what happened in 2013 just magnified that. Having an attack on a peaceful community of runners who really cherish this race and have been running this race for over 100 years, just strengthened everybody's resolve to go out and run this race and to do it as a tribute for the families of the victims.
And all the runners I know myself and all the other ones out there were basically doing it, you know, in honor of those who suffered so much loss on the last one. I started running about 7 or 8 years ago. I've always been physically active, and I decided to join a group of women from work who were just running, and they said, well, come on, try it. I'm there, all right, why not? So people, because I'm 60, will say, well, what are you running a marathon for? Because I can. Physically, I feel the same as I did when I was in my 30s, but you have to maintain that. So I guess I'm not your typical grandmother. Probably not. In my circle, I am, though.
I say that running's meditation for people who can't sit still. It can be kind of meditation-like. You're just kind of absorbing the elements and the weather and the sounds of nature and whatever it is. And it's a very tranquil, peaceful feeling. And last year it was just a very special event, running it the first year after the bombing. But I think it'll be just as special this year.
So this will be my first Boston Marathon. I have always been fascinated by the Boston Marathon. I have a few friends that run it, and I have one close friend who runs it every year. I've heard that you can feel the sound waves of the crowd bouncing off of you. I can't imagine that I won't get choked up when I get near the finish line. And I think I'll be riding off of the crowd support and the prayers and good wishes and cheers of many people. That's what's going to get me to the finish line.
It really bothered me on a personal, deep level, where I just felt I wanted to do something, but what can an average person do? And that's what led me to want to volunteer a year later. I remember the orientation, and they brought in some of the survivors. They were very grateful and appreciative and thankful for being alive. And they said if it wasn't for some of the volunteers who rushed in, that they may not have been there. So it's very powerful. You know, we stayed till probably 6 o'clock, that goes around the finish line. And it was just the sense of endurance and the feeling of finishing that I wanted to come back again. So I'm looking forward to having another positive experience. Another good long day with lots of high fives, lots of sweaty hugs, lots of helping people, and best of all, lots of cheering.